Hello, my name is Bob McBride. I'm the very proud superintendent of Lockport Township High School District 205. And this video is your board meeting brief for our Board of Education meeting on Monday, February 24th, 2020. We held our entire board meeting in the auditorium at East Campus so that we could begin the board meeting by acknowledging so many students who have brought honor to themselves, to their family, their community, and to our school district. We started out by acknowledging a student, George Guzles, who is a Boy Scout, but has earned the very, very difficult and challenging distinction of being an Eagle Scout. We then moved on to acknowledge two students, Natalie Matson and Trevor Shingler. Both of them attended the Illinois Theater Music Festival and performed in the All-State Musical. Finally, we acknowledged our Lockport Township High School co-ed cheer team, who earned a third place finish in the IHSA State Championship Series. And we also had an opportunity to acknowledge our Illinois State Scholars, 130 students who, through their very hard work and their GPA, have been honored by the state of Illinois as scholars in their own right. Finally, this meeting would not be incomplete without a shout out to our girls bowling program, who has accomplished an amazing feat. Last Saturday, they accomplished an Illinois State Championship, the 5th in our girls bowling program. And best of luck to our wrestlers who are headed down to Champaign this weekend to face off against Montini in the Illinois State Team Wrestling Championships. As we got into the meat of our Board of Education meeting, in my superintendent report, I highlighted for the board that this is budget season. We've already approved a budget for the fiscal year 2021, and now we're doing quite a bit of work with our department chairs, with our administrators in our buildings, to actually rough out what our budget will be next year, what resources we need, what staff we will need, and we will come back to the Board of Education in March with our final numbers for the staff, the resources that we need really to fund next school year. I also shared with the Board of Education that I've been spending most of my afternoons in the classrooms at Central and East. And I have to report to you, as I did to them, how pleased I've been at the level of engagement that I've seen from our students, at how intense and how committed our teachers have been, how innovative our teachers have been in their work with their students, how challenging those courses are at any level that I've seen. I've done everything from learning about the cardiovascular system to stepping into a lesson about the depression and taking a hobo test, which apparently I would make a miserable hobo. I also shared some of the exciting events that have taken place on our campus lately. We had Porters versus Cancer. We had an incredible Veterans Night where we honored 144 veterans, 10 of them World War II veterans. We had a great day again with girls bowling, and just recently, this past Sunday, we had an outstanding event, Princesses and Superheroes, that our Lockport Township High School Foundation sponsored. We had over 200 families come and just enjoy, play, being with our students, dressing up in costumes, and just using their imagination as princesses and superheroes. It was a great morning for our entire community. I also, at our board meeting, walked our Board of Education through policy changes that we're making in response to changes from the legislature in the state, new laws that we have to face. We approved a set of policies, and one that stood out was medical dispensation to students. The state of Illinois now allows us to dispense without a prescription designated to an individual, have these drugs, life-saving drugs on hand, such as EpiPen, glucagon, and asthma inhalers. As a Board of Education, we decided to add Narcan. Narcan is an opioid inhibitor. It is a life-saving drug. And in conversation with our nurse's office and Lockport Police, we feel that having Narcan on our campus and in our buildings could be a lifesaver if a community member ever needs it. We also had policy that we presented to the board in response to Illinois State School Code changes that related to curriculum. One policy asks us to ensure that we include the accomplishments of LGBTQ, lesbian, bi, gay, transgender, queer individuals in our U.S. history or government, so that our students are aware of the accomplishments of those individuals in American history. We also included a new graduation requirement for the class of 2021. Members of the class of 21 will either have to complete the FAFSA, that is the free application for federal student aid for colleges, or families will have to complete a waiver giving an indication that they have chosen not to complete the FAFSA. Finally, an important conversation that we had, especially here in budget season, are the types of positions that we would like to add to our staff in order to address changes, needs that we see. Next year we have a very large freshman class. And in general, rather than being disciplinarians, we would always like to work with our students to have them rethink their behavior, rethink their actions, work with families to support that as well. So we shared with our Board of Education an additional dean position that we would like to place at Central Campus as we see well over 1,000 students come into Central next year. Our hope ultimately is that our deans can be good teachers, have the time to be good teachers, and get our newest porters in 9th grade off to a good foot as they begin their high school career, and more adult type decision making is asked of them on a high school campus, and especially as they transition from junior high and from middle school. Thank you so much for listening to this video and thinking about what we do with the Board of Education for our district, for you, our community stakeholders, for our students, for our staff, and especially for our parents who every day send their students, over 4,000 of them, to Lockport Township High School District 205. We know that you're doing your job at home, and we always want to make sure that we're doing our job at school. Thank you.